Troy Kearns, real estate investor, bringing it to you from my truck in Kansas City. We're about ready to go and do a day in the life of Troy Kearns in Kansas City. And what do I do as a real estate investor who moved my whole family out to Kansas City? So one dude that I know, his name's Tim, was one of the first guys I met in Kansas City. He's redoing this whole area right here, the Truce Midtown. This is a whole block that he's doing. So it's a major, major project. He's a bigger dude than I am, but there's all sorts of these cool old projects. Look at these beautiful old buildings. So a lot of these properties will qualify for what is known as historical tax credits. With a historical tax credit, but I'm an investor, that means that 45 cents, like this one right here, is probably a historical tax credit type of deal. 45 cents of every dollar that I spend, I'm getting back. That means I can stretch my budget very far and do a lot of improvements. You'll see houses like this on your right-hand side, like that they're just holding on to when they get around to it to fix it up, so they'll just preserve it. This next house right here that we're going to is a fourplex that I'm buying to flip. Now this fourplex, interestingly enough, I told these guys, like, this property is not secure, we're gonna get jacked. And what do you know? Here it is right here. Now this is one that I actually drove for dollars for myself. So we're gonna pull up on here, but we are rolling now. See all those brand new windows? Those just went in. One cool thing to mention here is, like, if you see this little brick building over there, that's an old corner store from like the 1900s. It's boarded up. This guy's been watching our back a little bit right here, but this is kind of a little bit of a thoroughfare. So the guy who sold me this property, I bought this for $105,000. And I'm gonna walk you through what we're doing and why. And then we got the big dog right here. All right, so this is Eric. We met him on 1100 East 8th Street when I first got to town here and I was trying to fix all the mess that I had going on. He did a job for us for $2,000.
You remember the price?
I remember. We did one house for $2,000, the next one for $2,000, and we really didn't hit it off. Would you agree with that statement?
Definitely.
And then it's just been one job after the other, gaining trust. So let's walk through this one, show us where we're at with it right now.
All right. So basically, let's start over here. We went through, and the first thing we had to do was get all the floors braced, all the floor joists replaced that were bad. I mean, the whole place was sitting like this, and we didn't know that until we actually got in here. And the more we got in here, the more we had to jack up. So we got the floors somewhat to where they need to be. We ran all new electrical. We're ready to run back and close in all the drywall now.
So what he's gonna tell you is, one thing here is we didn't change anything on the floor plan, right?
No.
Except for we added a washer and dryer closet.
Yes, we had a washer and dryer closet in the living room.
So we got all new plumbing here. You can see this. All new plumbing. This is our guy Steve. All new water lines. So you got your main stack, and then you got your vents going up to the top over there. New tub. The place is gonna look great once it's done. It's just taking a long time. This is a big job, huh?
Big, yes.
Was this the biggest one we've done together, would you say?
Definitely, by far. But like, I think the last 3 have been the biggest.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm doing them all at the same time.
Right. Kudos to him, because he started on like probably the easiest job I would have ever given anybody on 8th Street.
Very easy, very easy. And I thought it was gonna be all easy like that. But the more he got to know me, the more he just pounded on me. So.
Well, he's good and he can handle stress. He just needs to get more organized, which I told him. Yeah. Once he gets more organized, we could do lots of jobs together. We got 4 going right now together. We paid $105,000 for this. Originally, I figured it was gonna cost us $110 to $120 to fix it up. We're probably looking at closer to $200 these days. And my realtor told me it would sell for $350. I really think it's gonna sell for $400. It is what it is. It's a good investment. We're gonna put the money back in. We'll get it all back out. One thing we had to do is put $11,000 worth of new windows for all that hate I get on TikTok for me not putting on new windows. We do put new windows when we have to. Nobody likes to spend money when they don't have to. So these are all brand new windows. Let's see, okay, so this is unit number 1.
This is unit number 1. This is the kitchen.
This is the kitchen. Where's the washer and dryer going? Right here. So this was just an old coat closet, right?
Yep, and we'll put a stackable in there. We'll put some shelving.
This is our major upgrade for this unit. And I do mean that because if you're trying to rent out properties, fourplexes, what's gonna bring an extra $100 a month in rent is this. That's a washer and dryer hookup.
We've recently been vandalized.
Let's talk about that. What happened there?
Well, we had some thieves come in and they cut the wire from the basement. This is the stack that runs down and runs over to the box. So now we're in the process of trying to replace these, all these wires, and run back to where they go and replace them. So something that they may have made 50 bucks for.
Cost us about $3,000.
Cost us about $3 grand.
And gonna take a bunch more time. So somebody just came in there. Honestly, that was our bad. We should have had the property more secured, and we talked about it, and now we're gonna put a chain link fence up here. We're gonna put a bunch of other stuff. You get hit, you know, when you get hit one time, it could have been worse. So thankfully it was just electric. They take an HVAC system, we're talking a whole different ball game.
He'd be pretty upset at me.
Exactly. All the units look the same. They're all identical. We're just putting them back together. All new patios right here. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful property once it's all the way done. A lot of scraping, a lot of stucco work. Pretty much everything has to be touched on this property. I actually thought it was a lot better shape than it was.
Thought somebody was living in here for a minute.
So this will be the bedroom.
They didn't take our boxes. They didn't steal our boxes. I should be happy about that.
I don't ever get happy or sad. Have you noticed?
I'm happy because that's why I was mad, like, damn.
All right, so let's watch these guys put in a window. So what's the first step? What's the first step? Primera step. So slide it in there.
I might have to take that piece of trim off. I really don't want them to. There you go.
You got it?
The biggest job to install the windows is measuring.
Yeah, because if you have your measurements off.
The measurements are right.
Yeah, because trying to fix windows that ain't the right.
Sucks, man. It takes way more time.
So they fit right in there.
Yeah.
Once they fit right in. That's in, right? You just got to screw it now?
Yeah.
So you'll pull this piece off?
Yeah. No, that needs to be shimmed.
So he's bringing that down. He's going to drill that in there.
Well, I hope you give me a check for this.
Hold me what?
You give me a check for this. $65,000.
For what?
For this interview, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give free interviews.
Let's go check out the basement real quick. Is Steve still down there or is he gone?
Steve's gone.
Is it all done?
Yes, to my knowledge. And I won't know it until we start putting back stuff.
We're gonna come take a look at this plumbing.
All the windows that we've taken out, should we stuck on?
Yeah, the ones that you're deleting? Yeah, just stucco. If you can match it up, that's the best way. All right, so here's where we got ripped off. They came down through here. So you guys are pulling out all the old piping. Well, this is the radiator heating. So this is all going away. They already re-secured all these beams. This is, you can see this is excellent plumbing work. All these have been metered. Boom, boom, boom. You got a shut-off valve for each individual unit here, and the owner can come by and tax them for how much water they're using. This is our new plumbing. They just dug this out yesterday. Concrete's in. This is our main sewer stack. They just ran this over to here, buried this line underneath here. But I mean, it's got a big, tall basement, huh? But you can tell plumbing is really well done. I say a lot of things about Steve, but the plumbing.
He's impeccable.
Yeah, right. The plumbing is perfect.
His work is awesome.
So when he's asking me what I'm gonna do with the windows that we're deleting, he's referring to that. And we'll just stucco right over it. A lot of times we try to delete as many windows as possible because, you know, when these houses were constructed, they were constructed back in the 1900s, early 1900s, and you know, that's where most people were getting their light. They didn't have all the electrical and everything in there, and you know, just regular lighting was a part of it. Now we've had a problem with our neighbor over here because apparently she owns this lot. What my thinking is on this whole entire project was, I always gotta act like if I gotta own this thing, if I gotta really sit there and own this piece of property, am I okay with that? And I'm okay with that. So if I don't sell this thing for $450,000, $500,000, then I'll probably just rent it out and then keep rolling. This project was started a few months ago. Now we're hitting it hard. How long do you think it's gonna take us to finish this job? And this is on camera, keep that in mind.
Oh, I'm looking at about another 45 days.
Before Christmas, this house is gonna be finished, right?
This fourplex should be done by Christmas, yes.
Okay, we all learn from each other. I know I've learned some stuff from you. What have you learned from working with me?
Oh, wow. What have I learned from working with you? Well.
Oh, you put him on the spot.
I like to do that to people.
Man, what have I learned from working with Troy? I wouldn't say I've so much learned. The motivation is what gets me. Just seeing how he's moving, the way he's moving, the way he gets things done. It's motivating me to get bigger and better. Like before he came, I was a crew of 2 guys, and you know, with him coming and meeting me and working with me, he's pretty much motivated me to where now I'm up to 6 or 7 guys and really can move further. And that's where my mind is thinking now to what can I do more? I'd say that.
Well, cool. Yeah, and it's just, one of the things I noticed about him is he's very capable of doing anything. Like we talked about that the other day with the concrete steps. But sometimes, because guys don't do it, they talk themselves out of something that's super simple.
Right. Oh yeah, well, that's another thing that he's taught me, that in this business, just go for it. Like you said, a lot of times, things that I think we couldn't necessarily do, that where I've really passed up money on, he's pretty much forced me, no, do it, do it, do it.
Granite.
Granite countertops. I see the light at the end of the tunnel with granite countertops. You know, just a lot of things there, you know.
Eric's a pleaser. He wants to make sure he does a good job. So sometimes he doesn't want to piss it off. And I'm said, I'm okay if you make a mistake. I'm all right as long as we try, as long as we're growing. If he goes and tries granite and we bust a slab that's 200 bucks, but he tried, and then he says, I get it on the next one, and they won't have to pay some dude who doesn't show up for nothing.
Right.
I know that he's gonna show up, I know he's gonna do it, and he's gonna be honest if he screws up. That's a win-win. All right, so if you wanna get started investing in Kansas City real estate, don't buy any of the properties I'm looking at, first of all. And second of all, find a good contractor that you can rely on. It's gonna tell you the truth, be honest with you, and don't be scared. Get started today. Peace.